This is Eagle Owl, and today I will go over the injury report. And I'm a little worried about Boston Scott. Also, we're going to talk about Kenny G taking accountability. Gotta respect them for that. And lastly, we're going to talk about the Cowboys and what Javon Curse and Michael Parsons had to say about the Eagles. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. Like I said, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about the injury report. But here we go. Bradley Roby is officially out. Wish they would have just put him on IR at this point, because with Bradley Roby out this long, you could have had an open active roster spot. But it is what it is, because as you see, it looked like Cam Jurgens will be out too. But Boston Scott is out again with another personal issue. Not sure what it is. Not sure if it's mental health. Not sure if it's a family matter. But whatever it is, for you to miss two to three straight practices and not playing the game, something's not right there. But I do pray for Boston Scott, man. I hope everything he's gone through, he could get through it, man. Again, missing a game, missing practice. Something's not right. Something's not right. Not on the field. Not as he's going to get released. So I'm talking about at home. You know, at the end of the day, when it comes to like football and even us regular people, these places we work or they even play football, which is considered work for them. Sometimes we got to put that to the side, take care of our mental health, loved ones. And that's what it looked like what Boston Scott is doing. Not injured or anything, just a personal issue, which again, I hope for a speedy recovery. He come back sooner rather than later. Okay. But James Bradbury, he had a thigh injury. He was limited, but it looked like he's going to give it a go. Grant Katera, it's good to see that he was limited participation. At least he participated, but he will be out because we know the concussions is very, very serious with Grant Calcaterra. Cam Jurgens' foot, he's out. And Jalen Carter will play, which was a full participant. Jordan Davis will play, full participant. Sue Opeta will play, full participant, but will he start? That's the big question. Jack Stoll had an ankle injury. He's ready to go. And Milton Williams had a shoulder injury and full participant, ready to go. So that's a really good injury report. The only one that honestly threw me off was the Boston Scott thing. Now let's turn the negative into a positive. Do we get to see Rashad Penny? That's the big question. Do we get to see Rashad Penny this week? I believe he might be active, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of playing time on the field. At best, he can do special teams. That's at best. But I think he will suit up, if anything happened on the field, somebody get hurt or whatever. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think he's going to get what Kenny G carries, because the front office and the coaches love Kenny G. Boston Scott only seen them field a couple times besides special teams. So at best, he'll be our kickoff returner. But I keep telling people this. When I seen Rashad Penny in preseason and when he played some snaps, I believe that was the second game against the Vikings, I'm like, he don't have that same burst. He might be the fourth best running back on this team. When people think of Rashad Penny, you still thinking Seattle Rashad Penny. He's not that anymore. What if he's just not that anymore? But people want to see. People want to see what he got, because people are so dissatisfied with Kenny G right now. And we had no idea what we're doing with Boston Scott. But again, a couple times I see him on the field, I just didn't see the old Rashad Penny, the first round pick Rashad Penny. And that's okay. That you aging, even though in regular human years, he's still young. But as a running back and injuries, he's running like an old man. Just got to keep it a buck. Got to keep it 100 with that. Rashad Penny has not been looking the same. All right. And speaking of running backs, let's talk about Kenny G. And Kenny G finally spoke on a text message or Instagram DM or whatever you want to call it. But he spoke on it, and let's listen to this clip.
Do you normally look at your phone at halftime?
Yeah, I always look at my phone at halftime. I either text my parents or text my girlfriend. So I mean, it's just a thing I do.
And then how did it pop up?
Just a wrong click, and I just like got mad because I was already upset with myself. Fumbling right before halftime. So it just was the heat of the moment. Basically, just understanding that it was something that I shouldn't have done because I'm a public figure and I take that responsibility. But just taking the stand for it and just understanding that I gotta be better.
All right. After I heard this clip, not gonna lie, I gained a lot of respect for Kenny G. I gained a lot more respect for him. And it just made me think like, well, like he said, I was frustrated. I usually check my phone. Maybe that was the first thing he seen when he got on his phone, and he just messaged the guy back. And I understand what the troll, whatever, what he was feeling, because I was feeling the same way. Because you're in the heat of the moment. That fumble might cost us the game. It's a division game. We finally have a good drive, and Kenny G fumble at the goal line, in the red zone. So that was a backbreaker. And at that moment, you're thinking like, man, just get him off the field. But something like this and me hearing him speak, I want to see him win. Like, I see why the coaches love him. I see why the front office love him. It's well-mannered, know how to speak. He takes accountability. And you got to remember, when we came back that second half, a lot of people don't want to admit, but he looked really good in the pass game. Jalen Hurts dumped it all to him. He broke a couple tackles, did some good things in the pass game, catching the ball. So hopefully Kenny G, can get his footing right. The coaches are definitely giving him opportunities to show what he got. But this game, I hope he really take advantage of his opportunities. Because if he have a somewhat decent game this game, all this stuff we were saying about Kenny G will go out the window. Fans are up and down, up and down. 1 minute we on the high, 1 minute we hate you. That's just how it goes. Hell, that happened with AJ Brown, right? Just like a couple weeks ago, there were legit arguments about we should trade AJ Brown because he had an argument with Jalen Hurts on the sideline. You know how crazy that sound now? Just saying. I'm just saying. So we just got to give him a shot, man. See what he got. Because the coaches are going to keep giving him shots. At this point, we just better hope he take full advantage of whatever shot he get. All right, so let's talk about the Cowboys. Javon Curse and Micah Parsons was speaking. I guess it was towards the end of the game, and this is what they had to say about the Eagles.
I don't like my quick. I like to take my time.
We know what we got next week. Let's get them out the way and get on the sideline and chill. Rest his body.
You right about that. You right about that. Today,
I gotta respect it. I have to respect it. They blow out the Rams, and Michael Parsons was talking like, I guess he wanted to play a little more. Javon Curse was like, nah, basically forget this game. We know what we got to do next week. And I respect that they respect us. It's going to be a fun game Sunday. It's going to be a fun game watching the Eagles versus Cowboys at the link. It's probably going to be a party. They probably going to have somebody come out. That's what we do. And again, it's going to be a fun watch. Eagles versus Cowboys. Right now, you have to consider those two as the best teams in the NFC. And I said this on my Twitter too. It's crazy that the two best teams are in the same division. So one team will be a first seed, I believe, and the other team will be a fifth seed. One team probably has to go on the road and win their games, and another team, all the teams got to go through their home field. Not just that, you get a week off. So I believe we have to win this game. Get ahead, go on the bye, and get ready for the next game. Because if we lose this game, then going on the bye on a loss to the Cowboys is going to stick to our craw, And you know how us fans do. We overreact. It's time to trade everybody. It's time to fire everybody at the one loss, But hopefully we win this game. And again, I'm happy that, they top guys respect us. Pretty sure our guys respect them. And it's going to be a fun game Sunday. But hey, man, what do you think? And how do you feel about the news today? The injury report. Again, let's pray for our brother Boston Scott, man. Hopefully he's good. Kenny G taking accountability. Only got to respect that. You had to respect that. And Michael Parsons and those guys speaking highly about the Eagles. But this is Eagle Al. I'm a